Hey guys, Phil from Groove Master Reselling. I wanted to show off my t-shirt. This belonged to my father-in-law, who I love dearly. It's too big for me. He never wore it because it didn't have a pocket. But it's too big for me. Didn't dress up for you guys. It's a little bit stretched out. A little bit, it's just something I'm comfortable with wearing. Anyway, he's the guy. He and my mother-in-law, Bobby, are the reason why I ever started reselling. When Myrna and I first met, first Christmas, I went home with her, to their house for Christmas, and I asked, what can I buy your folks? And she said, well, they love antiques. And I said, antiques? You mean other people's used stuff? Eesh. So anyway, I started looking. He liked toys and things like that, and she liked glass and all the girly stuff. So I went out and started doing it, and I tell you what, I fell in love, especially with antique toys and the vintage electronics. And slowly but surely, that led me into collecting, which led me into having too much stuff, which led me into selling. I'm sure that's the story of a lot of people. Anyway, this video is going to be one of those look what I sold videos. So let's get started. This was a lot of 40 Crochet World Omni magazines. They had Christmas, Halloween, holidays, doilies, have all kinds of different projects. This was part of a lot, I mentioned it in the last video, a lot of probably about 2,000 magazines and books that I bought for $15. There are collectors out there. Crochet World is really good. Crochet Omni is a really good one. The way I picture these, I just do it in my light box. Actually, I think this was on my table because it's so big. I just set them out there, show the tops, the bottoms, kind of group them together, show a couple of pages inside. Done really good with this. This was $50, and it went priority in a regular medium-sized priority box. I never use, I'd say never. I hardly ever use free shipping unless it really needs to be competitive. Every once in a while when we upgrade our phones, I'll resell our phones. But most of the stuff that I sell, I don't have to do that. I just charge generally calculated shipping so that everybody knows exactly what they're getting. So next, this is a Joy Mangano, JM. This was actually sold on the Home Network. I show this in a video, along with a couple of jewelry boxes, travel boxes. One of them I gave to Myrna. The other one I sold should be in here. I paid $4 for all three. I think I had this listed for $40, and I took an offer of $35 with $7.10 shipping. Okay, this was a consignment. One of the only two consignments that I do. I get this stuff used, and I just resell it. Most of it is really easy for me to clean up, test, and show. Not everything is this, but generally the stuff that I get from them is $100 to $200 on up. This is 10 Kenwood TK 3140s. They come with the batteries, the chargers, the base stations. A couple of the base stations were brand new. It sold for $900. Now, I do free shipping for this consignment because they want to put it on their UPS account. So I don't pay for any shipping. I charge 30%. So that's 30% for inventory that it didn't pay for. Like I said, I don't normally do consignments because I've got so much stuff to list. It's really hard for me to get to. If I were to do other consignments, I don't do anything that I'm not going to make at least $100 on. But like I said, I don't even do that anymore. This is a vintage 1970s Tonka Dumo truck, number 55010. I showed this in a video. I got this on the Highway 70 yard sale. Paid $35 for the three trucks. Made $18 on this. $4.80 shipping. This was a really cool thing. Estate sales, if I see a new in the box, I am drawn to it immediately. And I don't care what it is, I look it up. This was basically, it's a flat screen TV mount. And normally those things, if they're used specially, they don't go for anything. It's not really worth picking up. They're hard to ship. But this was brand new in the box. When I saw the comps on it, I was really, really surprised. These things go for as much as $200 to $250. I took $129 on this. I think I had it for $150, and the customer paid $13.67 shipping. This was an item that I picked up on Mothership's Products auction. They had a benefit auction for Chad and Kim, golden finger pickers for their daughter, so she was able to stay home with their baby boy. I actually had this listed for $400. It's new in the box. It has a little bit of condition on the box. As you can see on the very back where the tie goes through is a little loose. I had this for a while. I actually had like 30 or 40 watchers on it. Had a guy from, I don't even know what other country, messaged me, and he noticed that his right knee looks like it's broken. He offered me $200 for it. I thanked him. When I miss things in descriptions, I have always had great luck. Even if the people buy it, I've just been blessed with people who educate me. But I get comments, and I make comments on other people's as well. I try to help them out. So when he offered me $200, I went ahead and took it. When he realized what the shipping was going to be on it, he sent me a really nice message and told me that he didn't want to pay that much for shipping. So I went ahead and canceled this. This actually isn't a sale. I will put this on auction and just see how much I can get for it. But these things go for $300 to $400 new in the box. There's not very many. I think there's like only one other one right now. But you got to do your research because these came out in different years. A lot of the Mego stuff really goes for good money. Oop, I already showed that one. All right, how about that? This was a Krupp Steam Espresso XP 1020. It was new in the box. I showed this in a video. You know, I don't remember how much I paid for it. If it was like $10, I think. It sold very, very quickly. I got $150 plus $7.52. Okay, this is the JM jewelry kit. Like I said, paid $4 for that beach bag along with this, and I got another one that Myrna's going to be using. Got $30 for this, $7.41. Not a bad return on a $4 investment. This I had for a while, and I still think that I should have gotten more because these things go for about $150. I've had this for about a year, and I've tried everything. I've had some interest on it. These sell quite a bit. It's basically a little steam table. After a year, I got a offer for $50, and I took it. $12.04 shipping. This is a Bell Howell camera case. It's for a 35mm reflex camera. I had this for a little bit. I think I paid like $2 for it. I looked at the comps and saw that Bell Howell cases were going really, really well. But I figured this was going to be a long tail item. It's going to have to wait for somebody who actually needs it and knows the measurements and knows that it'll fit. I sold it for $25 with $6.70 shipping. Episode Home Theater Surge Protector. It's got 9 outlets on it. It was in really good condition. I bought this from a estate sale. I got quite a few AV items from it. I paid probably what I have in this is probably about $5. It did take a little bit to sell. I showed it with the lights on, tested it, and it sold for $100 plus $8.49 shipping. Polk Audio CS15 center channel speaker. This is for AV system. It was a different estate sale, and I actually bought their entire home theater that they had. They had a bunch of mixed stuff. I actually had to get my Leatherman out and take down because a lot of it was mounted. This was an extra unit that they had never installed. They bought, but they never installed. So it was open, but it was still in the box. And I had this for probably about 3 or 4 months. I had it for $250. And I wound up selling it for taking an offer of $175. It was a little heavy, sent it FedEx. The shipping was $24.57. This was a massager that was actually left behind from an old roommate. He barely ever used it. I had it for a while, and I used it for my back pain. I upgraded to some other things that helped me quite a bit, and I decided just to go ahead and sell it. I put it on for about $40, and I took a $25 offer with $7.41 shipping. This is a book. It's a manual for the T-Series MG of 1973. It was a first edition. I think I bought about 15 books and manuals and magazines, all having to do with classic cars. I paid $75 for all of them, and the very first one that I sold was for a what was it? Oh crap. I don't remember, but it sold for $250. I've sold a couple of others. They're all different models. This one does have some issues, has some water staining, a lot of really cool pictures. It took me a while to sell this. I just threw it up there for $55 and just let it sit. And it wound up finally selling for $3.17. I still have about 5 of those books in there. Okay, this is an Onkyo, I never can say that properly, Onkyo TX SR607 7.2 channel 200 watt receiver AV system. I got that from the same sale that I bought that power unit from. I want to say I paid $30. It's usually the most I will pay for this kind of thing, and it took a little bit to sell. There were some other ones that had to sell off that were a little cheaper, but I did open it up and clean it, and it was tested, and it worked great. Sold it for $140 with $23.37 shipping. Now, we don't sell many clothes. We still have a death pile of some clothes that we started to pick up a couple years ago just to try it. Got out of it really quick, but my old job, I had a lady that was a friend of mine that she bought her clothes and she upgraded her closet every single year. So what she would do, she's the same size as Myrna, is she would give us really cute clothes, and some of them would fit Myrna, some of them she didn't like, but this one was like new. And we had this up for a while, didn't push it. We had it on Poshmark. That's where we sell most of these. So I didn't have anything in it. I got $9.99, $6.55 shipping. I'm not sure if that was, I can't remember if that was an offer or not. This came from that same 2000 magazine lot that I'm selling off. This was a #1 special edition, first edition. It was in really good shape. I have like 0.001% of a penny in this. It sold for $9.99, $3.75 shipping. So magazines do sell. This was consignment from the same people. They just, from actually the last group of stuff that I got from them, was in great shape. I don't know if they ever used it. If they did, it was very lightly used and they upgraded. So I did, again, show it working. It wasn't very heavy. Sold it for $125 and I made 30% of that. And of course, the shipping was free on the consignee's UPS account. Every once in a while, I will dab in getting ashtrays. I don't know why. I think it's one of those things I think we've all been through, that every once in a while we happen upon seeing the comps on, we see some ashtrays that sold for some ridiculous amounts of money. So I bought this with 7 other ashtrays. Most of them were glass and large. Some of them were for advertising, some of them for hotels. I've actually I think I've sold 3 of those. I only have this one and one other one left. And I think altogether, they generally go for about $20 or $30 a piece. I think that's the most. I might have sold one for $75, but I can't remember. Didn't figure that this was going to sell once I actually got home and looked at it, because they're very, very common. But for some reason, after letting it sit there, it sold for $15 with $4.45 shipping. This is a Monopoly dice. It came from a Spider-Man game. I actually had one of those Monopoly games that are shaped like Texas, and I thought it was missing the dice. So I picked these up because they were specially clear dice, and I couldn't find any particular ones, but these matched the dice that were supposed to be in there. Like the day after I got these, I paid $10 for them, like $9.99 free shipping. And the day after I found when I was getting it ready to take pictures, I found the dice were tucked underneath a bunch of stuff in a special little cubby hole. So took me a while to get around to listing these. Finally listed them, made $6. They paid $3.50 shipping, and so I lost $4 on this. This is a Singer PSW Professional Sewware version 1.0. It is some kind of an attachment for doing some kind of embroidery patterns where you can hook it to your computer, as far as I can tell, and you can make your own patterns and things like this. It came with these brackets and the charger and the PS2 connector. That's not what that's called. Gosh, it's been so long since I've used those. I forgot, was there cereal or something like that? Anyway, and 2 of these that fit in these brackets. The only thing I could do was to turn it on, make sure the blinky lights work. I put that in the listing. I took a best offer on this for $60 plus shipping. Oh, I'm sorry, on that last one I paid $10 for it. Okay, so this is OPC. These are meal replacement packets. I don't know if you put them in water or what you do. I don't know if this is a multi-level or what it is. I got 4 of them for $5 a piece. I had those in a video. The only comps that I could find, including on the website, were servings of 30, and this is 60. Where is it? 60 single serving packets. The 30s were like $80. So I figured I'd blow these out at $100, go for the fast nickel. Sat on them for a couple of weeks. Then I had a gentleman out in California who sent me a best offer of $60 for this. Once he got it and another week passed, he actually bought another one. I offered him a good price on just buying all 3 of them. I was going to give all 3 of those, including the one that he bought, the second one that he bought, for $50 each, by taking an offer of $90, I think it was. Yeah, $90. He messaged me back, asked me if I could lower the price. I told him that I would give him the last 2 for $80 for both of them. Great deal. He wound up paying the next day and never got back with me. So that's still on $5. $60 is you can't beat it. I'm sure he'll probably call me again, buy it again when he runs out. Okay, this is another Onkyo. Boy, I'm gonna get better at saying that. TX RZ620 7.2 channel 100 watt network AV receiver. Came with the remote, antenna. Came with this thing right here for picking up signal. I guess that's another extension antenna for AM or FM. Came with the manual and all the paperwork. I paid $30 for this, and I wound up taking a best offer of $61. I had $61.02 plus shipping. Had this for, about 9 months, and I was ready to get it out. I've got a few more of them. I bought them all together, and I sold those for really good money. So I've made an incredible profit on this lot, and I just wanted to start getting some sales. That day I was just hit me first thing in the morning, wanted to get some activity on my channel, and I said, you know what? Sure. Let me make sure that was right. No, I'm sorry. I took $200 on this. I thought that was a little light. I took $200 on this. I sell a number of books. I don't scan books. I don't sell many new books. I haven't gone on Amazon. Every time I do that, it really intimidates me. The Bearded Picker Scott has really helped me out with figuring things out. But, I just haven't made that leap. It's every time I look into it, it's not something I want to do. So anyway, estate sales, I go after the old antique, dirty looking books. I look up the books after the number scanners go through, and I look up the stuff that doesn't have barcodes that they're too lazy to look at. And every once in a while, I hit a winner. This was the Blue Jackets manual. It's the 5th edition, 1917. It is actually a manual that was standard during World War I. It wasn't in great shape, had writing in it. That was the nice thing, is it had some ambiance on it, some provenance on it. Actually showed where he was stationed from enlisting, where he went and enlisted, where he was sent. It showed where he was stationed afterwards. He actually was in Chicago, and he was a supply manager. The head of their supply area there, the docks, after World War I. I had this for a while. This was one that's like, I'm going to let this sit. It's just a unique item and see what I can get. I actually took a bid of $200 on this. I probably paid, I'm thinking 50 cents or a dollar. So that's not a bad return. Very cool item. Okay, I also, every once in a while, I'll get yearbooks. I don't get them too often. It's if I'm in the mood and I can get them for good prices. The estate sales around here usually sell their annuals for $15 a pop, and it's just not worth it to go into that. I don't know if people actually buy them from them. I think I got this on the last day. It's a local yearbook for a local college. And I've sold a couple from that lot. I paid $2 for this, and I took a best offer of $12 plus shipping. Now, I mixed a couple of these in just to show how my business goes. This was one of those that was sold internationally. Took a best offer of $150 plus shipping. And then once the sale's over with, and I wish they changed this, and the buyer got the price of what it's going to cost for him to import it with all the fees and tariffs and everything, he messaged me back and said he didn't want to pay that and asked me if I could cancel it. And you know what? I don't care. I haven't sent it out. This is already boxed up. I know I will sell it. It's no big deal. So I just canceled it real quick. And he was just overwhelmed that I would do that. This is a Chillmark. It's a fine pewter figurine, and it's by Poland. He makes some really high-end pewter sculptures. So I didn't sell this one. I will sell it. Not worried. I did I guess it's not a stupid thing. It's one of those things like the magazine. I was at an estate sale the last day. They had, I think I bought like 100 or more coffee mugs and bought them for like 25 cents a piece or 10 cents a piece or something like that. Sold some really good ones. I still have some good ones. I have a bunch of them that were businesses printed, and I just donated those to Goodwill. Can't do anything with them. And, I just kind of set on these. And Myrna and Bobby, my mother-in-law, came up with this idea of stuffing them with candy and treats and coffee and wrapping them up nice and pretty, see if they'll sell, and take a $1 coffee mug and see if we can get some money for it. So this one, I actually took a best offer of $8. I've sold quite a few of the ones they've done, though. It's really nice. I've gotten a couple of them like $20-25. Another one from that magazine lot. Slowly but surely, I'm selling through these things. I'm getting them listed, making good money. This is a lot of 30 Magic Crochet Tricot DMC. That's the magazine and the they have different versions of the magazine that they put out every once in a while. They have patterns in them. I had Christmas, I had dolls, I have a whole lot of all kinds of stuff. And sometimes I will lot these things up with the theme and things, but I just threw this one out there. I took a best offer of $75 on this. Shoot, I probably have, gosh, in this whole thing, I may have 5 cents, maybe. I don't even know how to figure that. So that was a good deal. They were very pleased with it once they got it, and I think I have a couple more of those in here. Okay, this is another one of those OPCs. Same guy, same deal. He'll be back. This was a really cool find. I have this in one of my videos. John Cincinnati Picker put out a video which was amazing for people like me that are sports challenged. Never got into sports, never played it. I was actually flat feet, blind as a bat. I was 150 pounds at 6'5". Just was none. I was the last one picked on every team my whole entire life. And I was a musician. I spent my time playing music. I didn't play sports. So I don't really know a lot about teams. I don't know a lot about sports and things like that. But he put out this great video that sports, what do you call this, a tool? Different things having to do with sports that you could, to teach people like me to make money, what to look out for. And this is one he actually did. I wasn't sure if it was. I saw all the pretty painting on it. It was $1. So I figured I would take a chance on it. And sure enough, it was a great one. It's good manufacturer to look out for. These have sold for as much as $150 to $200. Most of them are drop 7, which from what I understand, you take this is the weight and this is the length. No, this is the length and this is the weight. You subtract them from each other. You get this number. It has to do with how much the weight tapers down the bat from here to here. They call it drop. I think the drop 7 is the most ideal. So drop 4, I didn't figure it was. I wanted to get it out the door pretty quick. This actually was another one of those where the guy bought and he wanted to ship it internationally. I took a $75 offer on this. He decided that he didn't want it. He didn't want to pay all the fees and everything like that. But you know what? I didn't really care. Canceled it right away. He was very appreciative. And the next day, I sold it, or a couple of days later, I sold it for full price at $100. Turned $1 into $100. You can't beat that. Well, that's it for another one. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll make more of these as the sales roll in. So if you did like it, hit the like button, share this comment, share it with some friends, hit the ringy-dingy thing so that you're notified next time I make a video. And as always, no matter what tune that life plays you, always find your groove. So come back and see me, and have a great day.